I was driving home from work the other day, and there was a car that was cutting in and out of traffic and, doing all these fancy maneuvers to try to get ahead. Obviously was in a rush to get somewhere. I just stayed in my lane, and turning off to go home, realized that I'd passed the person back there. All this, fancy maneuverings and getting in and out and being really aggressive in traffic didn't further their cause for getting to their destination any quicker. And I think this is a great analogy for the investment markets, because I've had people say when after Liberation Day goes, why didn't we sell before Liberation Day? We knew this was going to happen. And that can be really dangerous to make these big emotional moves based on I just felt like something bad was going to happen. I found that doing that, more money's been lost doing that than made or saved, actually. It's like the person in the car, you can make all these big maneuvers and end up further behind than the person that sticks to their plan. So here's some things to think about before making any big decisions. First off, I would ask myself, what repeatable system do I have in place that would have let me predict the last 3 market drops? Probably not one there. And then along with that, on the flip side, because it's like getting out of the market, getting back in, would I have the discipline to go back in and buy when everything around me was screaming, sell, get out? And so I just remember after Liberation Day, no one was buying and very few people were buying. I had a few clients that wanted to buy in, but most clients were like, whatever we got cash, let's keep it. And so that innate, that's programmed into us from years of seeing animals in the forest and wanting to run away. Whereas in investment markets, when there's danger, it's better to oftentimes jump in. Second point, a lot of buying and selling creates taxable events. And so we're doing a lot of trading and buying and selling in a non-registered portfolio. That can lead to higher taxes paid now. Ideally, $1 of taxes paid in the future is better than $1 of taxes paid now. Third point is, we need the money in the short term. Before making any big changes, is do we have a big expense coming up? So then maybe we should be adjusting our portfolio to account for that, and that's a good strategy. But if we don't need the money in the short term, and we've got a long-term plan, like in sailing, I had people that have been sailors and they've said, if you get seasick, look out into the distance, because the distance doesn't change as much. And that's kind of like investing. And I've seen stats investing 10 years down the road, whether you bought kind of in a short-term high or short-term low, the rate of return is pretty similar 10 years into the future. And getting really concerned about stuff that's happening now. I know it feels really important. A few years from now, you'll probably forget about it. So that's why I'm usually pretty calm in markets that are going crazy. If you have any questions on that, love to hear your feedback.